In the last half-hour, the Arctic is warming faster than it has in 1,500 years. In the last 2 hours, temperatures in Alaska were so high that computers said, "No way." In the last 4 hours, sea ice melting at fastest pace in 1,500 years. In the last 6 hours, animals suffering as Arctic ice melts. Earlier today, Arctic report card permafrost thawing at a faster pace. Yesterday, Arctic report card permafrost thawing, sea ice melting faster than before. Arctic permafrost thawing faster than ever. U.S. climate study finds recent Arctic warming and ice melt are unprecedented in human history. NOAA Sea ice melting amid second warmest year in Arctic. Arctic's temperature continues to run hot, latest report card shows. Arctic report card permafrost thawing faster than before. 2017 Arctic report card. Arctic sea ice keeps getting younger and thinner. Red dawn in Lapland David Wolman in the last 7 days. U.S. helps establish an Arctic fishing moratorium. How a wayward Arctic current could cool the climate in Europe. Warming Arctic, drier regions, and wildfires. Is there a link? Study links Arctic sea ice loss to California droughts. Arctic sea ice loss could drive California droughts. 9 countries and the EU are protecting the Arctic Ocean before the ice melts. Nations put science before fishing in the Arctic. Arctic sea ice melt could exacerbate California droughts. Study the blessings of climate change. California droughts could get worse from melting Arctic ice. The Arctic is melting and the fish are moving in. In the last month, California wildfires will get worse as Arctic sea ice melts. Arctic sea ice melt to exacerbate California droughts. Arctic sea ice loss could dry out California. Vanishing Arctic ice could drive future California droughts. Arctic sea ice melt to exacerbate California droughts. Study what could cause California droughts. Melting sea ice. Arctic Ocean fishing ban welcomed by scientists and environmentalists. EU and partners agree to prevent unregulated fishing in high seas. Historic Arctic fishing agreement landed. U.S. Other nations agree to ban fishing in Arctic Ocean. Arctic countries sign historic agreement to prevent commercial fishing. U.S. votes to drill for oil in Arctic wildlife haven. Arctic fishing banned in global deal to protect marine life. Trip of a lifetime. Family driving to the Arctic Ocean in a little red car. 9 countries agree to ban commercial fishing in the melting Arctic from the Arctic's melting ice. An unexpected digital hub. Major fishing nations agree on Arctic moratorium. Retreating glaciers open lucrative Arctic sea route fishing. Nations agree. Arctic moratorium. Bordering nations agree to protect Central Arctic Ocean. Arctic major fishing nations agree no fishing in Arctic. For now, 10 nations agree to study newly opened Arctic fishing waters. Nations agree to ban fishing in Arctic Ocean for at least 16 years. Historic agreement. Canada signs high Arctic commercial fishing ban. Korea agrees to deal for sustainable Arctic fishing. Arctic nations and fishing powers sign historic agreement on fishery. Historic agreement reached to protect the Arctic. US, Russia and other powers agree to restrict fishing in Arctic seas. Native people pay heavy price in Trump's tax cut for the rich. Global powers strike deal to research before fishing Arctic seas. 10 governments reach deal on sustainable Arctic fishing. Canada, other nations sign high Arctic commercial fishing ban for 16 years. Russia, US and other nations restrict fishing in thawing Arctic. Canada signs historic international agreement on Arctic fishery. How Russia is preparing for a very cold war. Inuit asking for free travel between the waters of Canada and Greenland. Inuit want free travel over international waters between Canada, Greenland. Evidence mounts against so-called climate change hiatus. Russia's mysterious Arctic subfleet. Arctic data shows no pause in global warming study. Here's another reason the global warming hiatus never actually happened. Added Arctic data shows global warming didn't pause. Arctic highway provides vital link to Canada's north tundra. Be damned, beavers head north, leaving their mark on the Arctic. Inuvik to Tuthoyaktuk Road finally connects Canada from sea to sea to sea. Place of the Year nominee spotlight the Arctic video. The inspirational journey of 2 best mates on motorcycles. 6. How the Alaska pipeline is fueling the push to drill in the Arctic. Refuge comment. Arctic warming and mid-latitude weather. Is there a connection?